welcome back to my channel. I am going to apologize in advance for this terrible lighting. This is not the ideal place where I would want to set up my bookshelves, but this is kind of where I put it up, and until I figure out a better place to put it, this is just where I'm going to be. Before we get started, if you want to like and subscribe, that would help me out a lot. So for today, I'm going to kind of talk about my end of April / May reads that I want to get done. I have not figured out how I want to organize my bookshelves. If you have any thoughts or ideas on how I should do that. I had it, I originally filmed my book tour, even though it's only like 2 shelves right now, but it didn't turn out very well. I didn't like it, so I just kind of 86'd it. And I had it based on like sci-fi was over here, fantasy, and then like it was like vampires, mermaids, aliens kind of thing going on. But if you have any thoughts on how to organize the bookshelf, I'm starting to get more books. And right now I have it done by author and it does not look very nice. It just looks like a mess of books and I don't like it. So just let me know. But for right now, I'm just going to kind of go through. I have not finished April. Right now we're like on the bottom half of April. So I still have some time to get through a couple of books that were on my list. I kind of got distracted from my TBR for March and April. But without further ado, some of the books that I'll kind of get going on. Right now I'm on the 2nd book of the Lux series, and if I don't finish it in April, I will definitely be wrapping it up early May. So that's kind of what's going to be on my top priority. I know that there's a lot of controversy about the Lux series, basically. And if you can't tell, I have right up here, I have all of them except for Oblivion, which I really liked these covers. They're kind of like the watercolory, shadow ones. I know that people don't necessarily like these, but I really am so digging these covers. They look beautiful. Oblivion I could not order because the cover that I like, this kind of cover, is only available on a like an ebook kind of thing, and if I wanted to buy the like paperback copy, it was going to be a ridiculous amount of money, and I did not like the cover, so I'm kind of just waiting until they come out with the watercolor pastel-y cover for it. It's like a gray one, but I really wanted that one, and so we'll see. But that's kind of like top priority. It's kind of just a guilty read for me. It's basically Twilight with aliens to me, and I know that that sounds kind of trashy, and it's a teen romance novel, but that's kind of what I'm in the mood for. I just want a distraction. I just want to escape into some crazy guilty pleasure type of world, and so I'm hoping to get my fill of teenish, alien, supernatural, romance kind of thing from this, and it's definitely what I'm getting from this book. So far it's going good. It has issues, and I kind of have parts where I cringe with it, but it's quite okay. It's what I signed up for. It's what I expected. The next book that I definitely want to finish, well, it's the Inheritance trilogy. I already read the first book, 100,000 Kingdoms, and it was really good. I liked it. I've been hesitant to start. See, I already read this part. And then the next one is the Broken Kingdoms, which is the 2nd book in the trilogy. And I've been hesitant to start it just because I really... And the same thing happened when I read the Queen's Thief series, which has one more book coming out. So I'm actually kind of excited for that one to come out. But I didn't like how the first book got you invested into certain characters like Jen, and then you end up following like a completely different character, basically. And I don't like jumping around characters. I don't mind the multiple POVs, but I definitely like to hold on to that one point of view that I fell in love with. I love that character. And right now I am really loving a lot of the characters in here, and I'm scared that if I start the second book that some of them are going to go away and I really don't want that. But also I found out that the third book is about one of the characters that basically has the mindset of a child forever. They just forever think like a child, like a 10-year-old basically. And I really liked him. And with the third book focusing on him, I think even if I don't like the second one, I can push myself for it just so I could get to the third one. So this is definitely next on my list, is to either read the second book or the second and the third book in that trilogy. And then the next book that I have on my list, because these are more of like new adult, young adult, I'm gonna jump into a adult fantasy book. It's called The Ruin of Kings, and I'm not entirely sure what this is about. Every time that I read it, I forget what it's about. I'm really bad about remembering what the books are about if I haven't read them yet. I liked like the catch title. It said, "When Destiny Calls, There's No Fighting Back," and that just really caught my eye. And it's about thieves, which I really love reading about thieves. It's about this guy who's destined to destroy this kingdom, and how the book starts is he's basically in this prison being guarded by this really powerful sorceress type of lady, and she has a stone, and the stone is basically recording what they say, and they're basically going back and forth on multiple perspectives of the same storyline. And so like he'll say a part of his story and then she'll jump back and say, well, you know. And what I think about the sorceress type lady, I don't exactly know what she's called. I don't know if there's a specific name for what she is, but she devours people, and basically it sounds like she takes on their memories. And so she's coming back from not only her perspective, but maybe other people that she's consumed and their perspectives on his story plot. So it seems like it'll be an interesting read. The second book just came out, and then the third book is currently on pre-order. The next book that I want to read in May is The King's Folly, and I know that this has like a apocalyptic kind of trigger, especially since we're currently in a pandemic. It's a God Center story, and it's basically about this prince who's kind of taking over this kingdom, and his dad, it sounds like he really doesn't like trust his dad. His dad might be going senile, and he keeps predicting all of these apocalyptic events, type events like volcanoes, sinkholes, and ground shakers or earthquakes and things like that. So he kind of isn't believing his dad, and it's basically causing so many issues. And this just seems very interesting. It was originally a ebook, so like it's a trilogy now, but each book in the trilogy has 3 ebooks, and this is by Jill Williamson. And so I'm kind of interested to see how this goes, so I really hope I can tackle this in May. The book that I'm gonna put on my TBR for May is going to be Interview with the Vampire. I had it in my plans for 2020 to read the entire Vampire Chronicles by Anne Rice. I really liked having Anne Rice books as a teenager, even though I didn't necessarily read them. I always seemed to have them. So it's definitely something that I wanted to tackle this year, was to actually read them. I watched the movie, so I'm not sure how much the movie is to the book, but that is my goal. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. If you have any book recommendations, please comment that too. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.